Hi everybody, how you guys doing? Was going to go through another draft here, picking second. This is a 10-teamer. This is on Yahoo. I've been a proponent of the Josh Allen strategy. I'm all about him. I can't, I'm picking second though. I just can't. Too much draft capital. Picking second, that means I'm going to get either Bijan or I'm going to get Jamar. I am definitely going to take one of those two. There's no doubt about that. As far as when I'm picking second, though, so I do like to try to see if I can kind of do a two guys out of the same backfield off of a decent offense as one of my running backs in the later rounds. So I always like to start out strong, running back, picking two. When by the time it makes it back around, it's still going to be some good guys. There's still going to be some somewhat bell cow kind of players. Just got the bing in my ear, so we are up, we are running. I like this over here on the right. Got my team. This is a Yahoo thing. They put that in there. It's good. I'm always jumping back and forth, looking at my roster, seeing where I'm at, so I don't have to. And Gibbs went first, so now I'll take Bijan Robinson. I think Bijan, it's not the greatest quarterback situation in the world, which makes it very likely he'll get the ball a lot. Um, Especially a team like that that's probably trying to not get into too much of a shootout. They want to run some clock. So I think he's a good pick there. I like to watch from this board angle right here. Let's see. So you can see when it was Gibbs, Robinson. So then we got Chase, we got St. Brown, Smith Enigma, we got Puka. So a lot of great guys here. Christian McCaffrey, he's kind of achy again. I don't know. I'm a Niner fan, so I'm rooting for him, but I don't know if I'd pick him this early. There's too many guys like Kenneth Walker in Kansas City. He's going to be very solid. He's going to get a lot of carries early. But I'll see if it'll snake back around. If I was picking down here, honestly, if I was picking 8, 9, or 10, I would take Josh Allen right there, first round. I would just do it. I would flip the script. I always try to, shake it up if you can by grabbing a big name that people are really looking for. But you could wait for it to flip, but you're only talking whoever these guys here saying you were seventh. So you'd be passing on, CeeDee Lamb, James Cook, all great players. There's no doubt about that. That's not the question. It's, are they going to be the best player in their position? Because that's what I'm going to look for if I take Josh Allen early. So that's kind of where I'm coming from on that. See, this guy grabbed him. That I would have done that too if I was picking in the eighth spot, but I'd have taken him first, and I would not have taken the chance of not getting him because one of these people here is still going to be available that went. You're not taking Walker. Maybe that guy takes Lamb anyway. Then the running backs come back around, and you still got a good people to pick from. So that's what I would have done personally. But now, what I'm going to want to do is when it comes back around, I'm going to get another running back. I'm going to look at the board. I'll see if there's a great receiver available. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Derrick Henry. Love having Derrick Henry with Bijan. This looks good. This looks really good here. I like that. Okay. All right, so now it's back to me again. Let's see who's out there. We might go receiver. London's good, but I don't like the quarterback situation. Pickens, I had him last year. He was awesome. Brown in New England could be a really good pick. You got Smith in Philly. So, Brown was the alpha there, but now Smith is. So is that worth it? Or how about Olave? You know what? I'm going to go Olave. And the reason is their offense with Schuff was really top notch, last year at the end of the year. Okay. I know he's a good player, Olave. He's always solid, right? I want to make sure in these early rounds that I definitely don't take somebody who's gonna, I mean, barring injury, of course, but somebody who's just gonna have a bad year. These really good players don't have bad years. They have off years, but they're never bad. So I'm okay with a guy, being below his career average for a season, as long as it's not way below. Okay. I mean, in these early rounds, the first 7 rounds, those players should stick. You should have them on your roster all year. It's after that that it starts becoming a crapshoot. You just never know when it's the end of the era for somebody. You never know when the new guy is really going to step up. So I'm just looking at the board. So we went running backs. It's like 5 in the first round. What's this? 6, 7 in the second round. A lot of running backs. Now everybody's on into the receivers. So the dude that got the Josh Allen. He went with Javonte Williams in Dallas. I think that's a solid pick, especially in the third round. You could do much worse. So here's Devonta Smith didn't go until here. AJ Brown went all the way up here. So you have to watch that. If he's dropping, I mean the guy's going to be the number one in Philly. That was where AJ Brown made his name being the number one in Philly. So I have to see here. So Williams in LA. I think they're going to do a big split. If Corum comes up later, I would take him. I like the backside guy. So as I was saying, now once I have my two running backs, so I'll try and do a little parlay here thing in a couple more rounds. This next round, I'm really going to look at, let's see, where are we at in quarterbacks? So far, just Josh Allen. So I can wait a little while on that. Tight ends, Bowers is gone. McBride, that's all. So that's good. I think I'm going to go ahead and just go for two top receivers this time around. Two of the best I can get. Okay. So. Zay Flowers, I had him last year. He was really good. He's just real steady. The Lamar Flowers hookup could be something to think about. I'm sure that's in play unless Lamar's already gone. Let's see, did he go yet? No, I'm only seeing Josh Allen for the quarterback so far. All right. So that is a possibility. Well, I'll leave that where it was. All right, so I'm looking for receivers, right? McMillan, Carolina does not have that great of an offense. I don't trust them. I'm not Loveland doesn't do it for me for tight end. McConkey, I had him. I ended up trading him. He was much better after I got rid of him. So Wilson's good, but I don't know. There's Swift could do the flip. Terry McLaurin, I'm not seeing anybody that I'm in love with. I'm going to go ahead and I missed him. I don't know who it gave me. I got to make sure I'm not on auto. I think it just auto drafted me. It did. Damn it. Um, well, let's see. Who did we get? So we did take McMillan and we did take Loveland. Okay. So that's okay. I mean McMillan, Carolina, he's a good quarterback. They got was it Bryce Young or somebody like that's their quarterback. It's nothing great. Dude that runs around a lot, but not a steady diet of good throws, when you're looking at your receivers. But he had a good year last year, and he could have a good one this year. What are they projecting him at, right? Let's see how many are they going to give him any touchdowns? So 6, 7 touchdowns. He had 7 last year, 6 this. So anyway, that is who it is. Um, all right, so now I want to look at something that I like to try to do with my running backs when I'm on the corners. I want to see who we have. We have two. If we could take both running backs out of a backfield, um, I don't see anything really good coming up. Be a while, so probably won't do that. I just go ahead and go back to the receiver again. Um, let's take a look at the board here. Yeah, so we got Bijan and Henry. We did Olave. Now we took McMillan. We got the tight end. We don't have to worry about that anymore. That's nice. We could look at a quarterback at this point. Who's out there? Let's see. What do we have? Um, these guys, they're all good. Of the ones I see right here, I would go Hurts or Williams just because of the running game. He can probably get, 8 touchdowns out of them on the ground. That makes up for a lot. And especially on those days when, for whatever reason, throwing isn't going so good, bad weather, they might be able to help you out, get a punch a couple in maybe. None of these other guys, Prescott is an interesting, that seems like a value to me. And when you're looking at his receivers are going like first two rounds, both they're gone, right? So he's got to be throwing to somebody. I mean, somebody's got to be throwing to them. So then that's him. So I kind of like that right there. Really want to look at receivers again, like I say. So, like these two, I don't know who's better in Chicago. I already got the tight end now, so I'm going to stay away from Chicago. Ah, damn it. I got to figure out how to turn this auto draft off. Yeah, I screwed up. Who did we get now? Probably took a quarterback. Yeah, we got Daniels. Daniels out of Washington. Guy was awesome, but he's not, hadn't been so durable. Yahoo thinks it's a great pick. Well, yeah, they made it. So, but you never know with the quarterback. If I take Daniels here, which isn't that early, where are we? What round are we in? Um, so we're in the sixth. That's not that early. So I would follow up towards the end of the draft, take somebody like Love out of Green Bay, somebody, late in the draft. They'll be available. All right, I'm going to look at another receiver. Do I want Williams, the number two out of Detroit? Really been good, steady. Watson, though, number one in Green Bay. I'm going to take a flyer. I mean, we are in the sixth round, or I think we're in the seventh now, right? So I'm gonna take a flyer on him because I want to. Okay, we got our receivers look starting to look pretty good. We definitely need a couple more receivers. Um, our running backs, maybe down the road we'll look at something. I'll next time every time we come around, I'm gonna do look for the double where I can pop a couple of running backs from the same team. All right, so let's see. Where are we? Oh, we got to go into all positions. There we go. Okay. See if it'll show me where my next. Yeah. So here's our next pick. Um, I don't want Pittsburgh's running backs, and they're a three-headed monster anyway. If you do this, you definitely want to be a team that only does really two guys, right? They split it a lot. Like Denver, you got Dobbins and did the other guy, what's their other one called? Kid J.K. Dobbins, and then I can't think of their other running back, but it looks like he's already gone. Let's see. We can look. Let's see what we got for running backs. So all right. So we've all this so one for New England. We got Warren for Pittsburgh and Dowdle. That's not a bad combo. Um, one of them is going to be good or pretty decent. The other choice here, we had the Dobbins and Harvey. That's the one I like in Denver. Dobbins, Harvey doing that one. This would be where I would definitely, if I had either Swift or Williams, I would be looking to backfill there. I'd be looking at Mongai here or Monagai and and Cora, right? I like those guys as number twos. They weren't going to get a lot of carries. Jordan Mason and uh, and who's there? Aaron and Jones Senior. So you could do it with them. Probably another round, right? This is 76 pick. He should be average draft is 117. Aaron Brought Jones is 130 or 122. I'm gonna wait. Okay, I'm gonna come back and do that. That'll be my other running back. And then maybe I'll take a flyer on a rookie or somebody right at the very end. Okay. Let's see where were we at though with stuff. Okay. So we're coming right up here. All right. So we're not going to do the running backs. So, which receivers? Who do we really want here? I don't really see, man, anything great going on. I get some of that Jacksonville stuff. I don't know. He's been a real failure. I'd rather go with Metcalf here. Pittsburgh sucks. Rodgers is old, but Metcalf was such a stud. And I think he still is. He's just been in really crappy quarterbacking situations. I don't know. Um, and then who are we going to go with next? We can go with I like Godwin. I like Godwin down here in Tampa, opposite Ibuka. Ibuka. Now let's see, where did Ibuka go? I'm just curious, right? Because he went way before. All right, where is he? Let's find him if we can. Here he went. So Ibuka went in the fourth round. Okay, I just took. Where the heck am I right here? I just took. How did I get Stefan Diggs? What the hell's going on here? I'm not auto drafting. I hit the wrong button. Shoot. Okay, I don't hate Stefan Diggs here, but it's not who I was thinking. This is interesting. This Stribling is really getting very popular. He's moving up a lot in drafts because of Evans. Where's Evans going at? Mike Evans here going in the sixth round now because everybody's worried about his health because he's getting old and he's got a hammy again. And this is like another one. And it's, after it starts being 2 and 3, it starts becoming chronic. So everybody's a little worried about that. So I don't know. So our receivers, we got Olave early, we got McMillan early, and then we did some other stuff. And then we got Watson, Metcalf, and Diggs. So Diggs could be a really good sleeper pick because going into Washington right now, they only have who's their dude? Let me see. Terry McLaurin. Okay, but he's never really popped. I mean, he's been really good. 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns kind of guy. I mean, that's top of our receiver one territory. He's been there a few times, but mostly he's a little steadier and not that explosive. I don't know. But I like Stefan Diggs here. So, okay, we're coming back around. Let's look at if we can pull off a running back. Running back. We got a Dobbins and what's the other dude's name? No. And Coleman. A lot of people like Coleman in Denver too. So maybe we'll just stay away from them. All right, we got Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. We're just going to do that one. Minnesota's got Kyler Murray coming into quarterback. Uh, playing on the turf, they'll always have uh, good weather conditions, score some points. So that's never an issue, really anymore in that division, other than Green Bay and Chicago. Now Detroit's indoors too. So half of them are track meet games. So that's cool if you got somebody on their offense. Anyway, so we'll go with Aaron Jones Sr. Uh, he may be the starter at the beginning of the year. That's what's really funny about this team because he was the starter and they may go with him just because. But Mason's going to steal it from him, I think. But either way, doesn't really matter now at this point, right? So by doing that, so that's one running back. We have Minnesota's number one running back. We just have to manage it, stay up to date on the news, see what's going on. Okay. And then we have Derrick Henry. We have Bijan Robinson. Freaking running backs look great, right? Okay, we got a few more picks to go. We're going to go back. We've got our quarterback. We've got our tight end. We don't really need anything else. Hold off till we get our kicker and defense. No real reason to do anything there. Um, I can leave it at all positions, but I'm just going to basically look at wide receivers anyway. Love Jaden Reed if he stays. If he's still up, I'd take him in a heartbeat. Pittman, again, it's Pittsburgh. I already got Metcalf. There's no way I'd take two in Pittsburgh. Somebody's going to starve there. Concepcion, I hear good things about him. He's in Cleveland. I would never. They're a shit show anyway, and then they don't even know who their quarterback's going to be. Half the time they're going to cut somebody, half the time they're not. So I'd stay away from them. Looks like we're down to Golden now in Green Bay. Possibility. Lemon in Philly. Yeah, okay. I'd probably go Coker here in Carolina. I hate Carolina though. What else do we have? We got anybody else down here? We do. I think this could be a place since I don't see anybody that's really jumping out at me. I would probably go with a Kyler Murray right here to back up. Daniels, because I don't trust Daniels with his health, and Kyler Murray could totally surprise. He could be, he's got the potential to be huge. You just never know. So I'd take him here, and then I'll go ahead and go with probably Coker. Then I guess. I don't see anybody else down here. I've had Jacoby Myers. He never scores touchdowns. Tennessee, Robinson. I never. Tennessee, Carolina, New York Giants, New York Jets, Cleveland. I stay away from them a lot. All right, so what are we looking at? Here's our team. We got Daniels at quarterback, Olave, McMillan at receiver, Robinson, Henry at running back. We got Loveland at tight end, Watson as our. Then we have Metcalf, Diggs. Then we got that Mason Jones thing. I like that. Kyler Murray and Coker. I think that's pretty good. Now the next two picks would be kicker and defense. But I pretty much blow that off. You can only pick so many from each position in this. I don't know how many exactly it is. So if we pick somebody and it says, yeah, you're maxed out, then we're maxed out. But I would do this. This is a definite strategy. I stream my defense anyway, so I don't even know who I would play till Thursday or so before the games, Friday, I'll pick somebody up. Um, so that because of that, I don't know. And kickers, same thing, especially early. I don't know who's gonna. There'll be kickers out there. I'm in a 10-team league with nobody's gonna take more than two kickers, so there's gonna be kickers already available. So I don't worry about that. Maybe get lucky, get somebody that gets hot. So I'd go with a couple position guys here. I might do a tight end if there was a good one, that a flyer, like I say, something that gives me a reason to go up. So like Wandale Robinson, kind of like I like Dalbs in New England. Brand new guy, new situation. He's got AJ Brown going to take all the throws, but you never know. That's not a terrible pick. Maybe Tyson, rookie. He's hurt though. I think he's out for the year. Who else do we have here? Um, I think Rahid Shaheed in Seattle, Seattle is he could be really good. I mean, so I don't know, if they're coming off a hangover year, you never know. And then, I like Al Geyer. He's a bowling ball. I don't know what Arizona's running game's going to be. They don't know yet. New quarterback, total throw. He's brand new. I'm going to take him. That's a flyer. Maybe get some goal line stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably drop him when I pick up my defense. So, but at least I can look at him now, do a little bit of research, see who he's playing on the upcoming game, and we go with that. Okay. All right, so here is our team again. Everything from we started with Daniels, Olave, McMillan. Running back was Bijan and Henry. Love it. Loveland, great rep. Watson. Then we went with Metcalf, Diggs. That's kind of a flyer. Uh, It didn't like the Mason Jones move at all. Fantasy wise, Yahoo gave me a D plus on that. They did not dig that pick at all. But I like it as a strategy, because now I have, let's see our buys just because I want to see. Yeah, so they're both on the same buy, but otherwise I can pull them in to spell Robinson and Henry because Robinson and Henry are playing every week, right? Except for their buys. That's it. They're playing every week. I don't care who they're playing. I don't care where they're playing. I don't care the weather. Nothing. Okay. And then these other ones, these are flyers, Algier, Shaheed. I don't know. We'll see. And then of course the first couple of weeks will start and things will happen. But the Kyler Murray, he's a backup because of Daniel's health. We'll see what happens there. All right, guys, that was picking from the second spot. I had to remember where I was picking from.